the goal that I was aiming for, this overlapped with that goal. If we clear UPSC, then we have to have some certain traits and skills. Then it is important that you develop those skills during your preparation. So after my second prelims in 2025, which I was not able to clear, then I had this thought that I need to upskill myself, because earlier this space was filled with MUNs and model youth parliaments, but I cannot go on continue doing that. And it was my second attempt. I need to do something concrete. So I explored that since I'm from humanities background, what else can I offer in market? What is my scope in the market? If I, decide to step in the market, being a humanities student, it was considered to be a disadvantage that you cannot enter into the market very quickly. That if you had a technical background, you would be more employable. So I was just against this myth. I was like, no, I have so much knowledge. I have political acumen. I have like research skills. So what can I do if I don't want to work in the conventional field of academician or teacher, professor? I found about Rebounce and I enrolled in that course. One was Delhi Mukherjee Fellowship. And Mukherjee Fellowship was the best one of them because it did not ask for any work experience. And it asked for the people who have, interest. So the whole course curriculum impressed me because it was like assign every day you will like after every session you will get an assignment, take home assignment, and then after the first phase is over, the second phase you will prepare a white paper, and then in third phase you will be having market readiness. So this whole course curriculum impressed me like with confidence that yes, if I go through these three phases, I will be market ready. So, yes.
Thank you so much, Harveer, for agreeing to this conversation.
Uh,
Congratulations again for getting into Mukherjee Fellowship. It's really a prestigious fellowship, and only very few people in the entire country get selected every year. So many congratulations for that.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you for inviting me.
We would like to know more about your journey. Where do you come from? What has been the exact journey with you? And then we will talk about Mukherjee Fellowship, of course, UPSC, and we will touch base upon various aspects of your journey, and we will try and distill if there are certain learnings for people with respect to your journey.
Yes.
Cool. So, Harveer, let's start from the very start. Maybe just talk a little bit about your background, maybe educational qualifications, and when did you sort of when did you start preparing for UPSC, and what was that those considerations which sort of made you go for this examination in the first place?
Okay, so I come from Ludhiana, Punjab, and I've been born and brought up here. I have done my schooling here and higher education as well from here only. So right now I'm doing masters in political science, second year. After doing graduation from the government college in my city in history, philosophy, and economics, I went on to do the masters in political science. So I've
Ah,
been through and through humanities student. And
great. Humanities is a great subject, by the way. There is no doubt about it. So
yes,
when was it, Harvey? Like how long back was it that you completed your post-graduation?
right now I'm in second year. After,
So it is still ongoing and you would be wrapping it up this year.
yes, sir.
Ah,
I'll
great.
be wrapping it up this year.
Great. Sounds good.
So the reason behind humanities was UPSC, as it is like very, dominant that you take
Mhm.
humanities if you want to go for UPSC. So it was my parents who
Mhm.
motivated me to sit for this exam because many of us think that this is the best that we can do, especially in the field of bureaucracy or diplomacy. If you want to work in the government, then we have to go through this path, this linear
Mhm.
path, UPSC
Mhm.
after
Mhm.
graduation. So that is when I decided in my school only after 12th that I decided that I will take up humanities for the further education because I want to do for UPSC. And
So it was a decision taken in school itself that UPSC it is going to be, and humanities as a subject, and hence a decision to go for your graduation in humanities. Is
yes,
that how it is?
so after my class 12th, when I wanted to see that whether I have to go to Delhi for the further education or do I do my graduation from here only, that is when I decided I want to prepare for this exam while doing my graduation. So yes.
Great. So, like at that point of time, when you just, when you were completing your class 12 or completed your class 12, was that a thought, while deciding your higher education track that, okay, I'm taking this up. for because maybe in future I want to explore this competitive examination space, particularly UPSC. But was there a thought at that point of time that just in case if it doesn't work out, what will I do?
Yes, no, sir. This thought was not in my head space back then because I was full optimistic that, okay, 3 years of preparation, first attempt at the age of 21, I will clear
Mhm.
this exam. And so this was not something that I thought of. But yes, I knew that I wanted to be a diplomat. In that sense, I participated in all the extracurricular activities, which would shape me as such, like in debates, declamations. So I did not use UPSC as an excuse to isolate myself so that in case I this does not work out, I have something to fall back on. I have some of my skills. Yes, sir. But no,
Great. That
concretely,
sounds good. Sorry.
concretely, I'd had this like I did not have this thought of failure, but yes, failing in this exam.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think many people even think about it. So was the case with myself. I never thought that, while getting into it that you won't be able to clear. Cool. But that's an interesting point. So you mentioned that you did not isolate yourself just to prepare for this examination. And I was going through your CV. Your CV has very important, very distinguished points around you participating in a lot of debates, UN model, competitions, conferences, this and that. And you mentioned that you did this because you didn't want to isolate yourself, and maybe there was a small thought at the back of your mind that if things do not work out, this might help you out. So, how was it like? Was it purely driven by interest, or was there other things which were sort of pushing you to get into, these spaces, Harveer?
So it was driven by interest also, and the goal that I was aiming for, this overlapped with that goal. If we clear UPSC, then we have to have some certain traits and skills. Then it is important that you develop those skills during your preparation. So yes, and it was interest also. I wanted to get better at these things, at quiz, debates, declamation, better at analyzing, researching, because this was my interest field. Yes, sir.
Nice. So, can you talk a little bit about these, UN model conferences and competitions which you were part of? How did you exactly come across these? And, people who would be going through this conversation later, um, if they want to do a similar thing, how to go about it?
Yes, sir. After in the first year of my graduation, there were many model youth parliaments which used to happen. They are basically simulated parliamentary session. Just like a parliament works, you are also an MP. You
Mhm.
are either allocated to opposition or the ruling bench.
Ah,
Yes, and if you are ruling, then you have to be given a cabinet ministry that either you can be agriculture minister, either you can be education minister, etc., or you can be leader of opposition. You can represent Rahul Gandhi, Dr. Shashi Tharoor, etc. And
great.
basically the point is that there is a bill that has to be discussed in that parliamentary session in that
Mhm.
simulated setting, and you have to come forward with the points for and against based on the portfolio you are representing. It is a 2 day competition. It is a type of competition that the
Mhm.
person who gives more points and who the person who is better able to communicate regarding the bills, the person who is able to draft the bill. At the end of the 2 days, the marks are calculated and the winner is decided. Yes.
Great, sounds good. So you get into humanities work streams, and then you are also on the side participating in these events, conferences. Then when do you start preparing for UPSC, Harvish?
So along with my college only, I used to prepare with you for UPSC. Like I enrolled in a foundation course from online institutes and used to study polity and after economy, the basic subjects and current affairs. So 3 years is a long time to keep your preparation along with these things because these are just events like in 1 year you go attend three such conferences. And for that, you need only 3, 4 days of preparation. But the rest of the time you have to study.
Correct,
Yes.
correct, correct. So basically, you started in your college itself on the side to prepare for UPSC examinations.
Okay.
Great. So when did your first attempt happen, Harveer?
So in 2024.
24. Great, great, great. So in this entire UPSC journey, now let's just fast track this. When did you realize that, look, things are not working out, and maybe I've given all whatever I had, And now I really need to look for other options which are aligned to my interests and my skills and my expertise.
Yes, sir. After my second prelims in 2025, which I was not able to clear, then I had this thought that I need to upskill myself, because earlier this space was filled with MUNs and model youth parliaments, but I cannot
Mhm,
go
mhm.
on continue doing that. And it was my second attempt. I need to do something concrete. So I explored that since I'm from humanities background, what else can I offer in market? What is my scope in the market if I decide to step in the market? And then I figured out that in humanities, either you can work in research field or in academic field, but I could not explore other options. Then I went on the internet and I found about political consulting and public policy and Rebounce website. And I immediately enrolled in that because I thought that I want to upskill myself. Being a humanities student, it was considered to be a disadvantage that you cannot enter into the market very
Mhm, mhm.
quickly. That if you had a technical background, you would be more employable. So I was just against this myth. I was like, no, I have so much knowledge. I have political acumen. I have like research skills. So what can I do if I don't want to work in the conventional field of academician or teacher, professor? I found about Rebounce and I enrolled in that course.
So good. So how did you come to know about us, Harveer? Like, when was that first moment when you came to know about Rebounds, and what did you think about us at that point of time? Like, what made you think that, look, okay, this is what I need. This is the kind of support and help I need to fulfill my career goals or career ambitions.
So when I got to know about this field, then I thought like I like went on the online internet about this, and I found out that the Masters in Political Science, Master in Public Policy is a program many institutes are offering. I was like, I don't want to get into a 2 year commitment and read theoretically because I was doing Masters in Political Science first year back then. Then I
Mhm,
found about Rebounds, and they were offering exactly what I wanted, a course that I can do from home, that I can do at my own pace.
mhm, mhm,
We only have certain 2 classes every week, and it will upskill me. And you promise in the Rebounce website, it was promised that market readiness, you will have market readiness, you will have certain skills in to crack the field of public policy. And I was like, I don't want to do masters, and this is the only logical step because it was offering exactly what I wanted at that time last year. Yes, sir.
Great. Is there anything in particular as part of our offerings which really identified and stuck with you that, look, okay, if this is being offered, then, this is really what I need, and let's go for it.
So the whole course curriculum impressed me because it was like every day you will like after every session you will get an assignment, take home assignment, and then after the first phase is over, the second phase you will prepare a white paper, and then in third phase you will be having market readiness. So this whole course curriculum impressed me like with confidence that yes, if I go through these 3 phases, I will be market ready. So yes, sir.
Great, great. Sounds good. I think that should be our tagline as well. If you go through these three phases, you will be market ready.
Mhm.
Great. So, okay, so you enroll with us, and what happens after that? Can you please talk a little bit about it?
So after last year in July 2025, I enrolled in this course, Applied Public Policy Lab. And after that, I attended the classes in my own pace, along with studies, etc. And then in January, I went for this Viksit Bharat Young Leaders Dialogue in Delhi. And then
Mhm,
afterwards, I was like, I want to see that what are the like ways that I can, put it in my CV and actually get something out of it, get a position, because I felt that yes, I have represented my state at a national level, and this is an update to the CV.
mhm,
I went on the Rebounce website, and then they had all of the listings of the jobs and positions that are open. And there were 2 positions that were open. One was actually 3 positions. One was in embassy, and
mhm,
the second one was in a think tank, which
mhm,
demanded for a research associate position. And the third one was Delhi Mukherjee Fellowship. And Mukherjee Fellowship was the best one of them because it did not ask for any work experience, and it asked for the people who have interest in public policy and political consulting with diverse
mhm.
academic backgrounds who are interested in this field, and they can apply. So, and it will go through the 4 stages of selection rounds. So I applied for all the 3 positions, I heard back from two, like Delhi Mukherjee Fellowship. I cleared the online test. And for the second research associate position, I went through the process. And yes, sir. But I could not complete it. Yes.
Great, great. Sounds good. Let's talk a little bit more about Mukherjee Fellowship, Harvey. I think it's one of the fellowships, if not the only one, where the focus from the outset is on three things: policy, politics, governance. It's a very unique and deadly combination, to be honest,
Yes.
because nothing in policy happens without politics.
Right.
And if you want to implement something in the policy space, you have to be absolutely on top of your game when it comes to governance. Just talk a little bit about Mukherjee Fellowship in general, what interested you over here, and maybe then we'll go into a bit of a detail about the process and how was it for you.
So in the macro view, everyone knows that Mukherjee Fellowship is a place where you work with the ministers, MPs, political leaders, and bureaucrats. And you work under their assistance, for their assistance, and you help them with either the parliamentary work or with the political consulting work or with the implementation work. So
Correct.
public policy, politics, and governance, all three of them. And
Great.
so this is very interesting because you get to work with ministers and you get to work in parliament if there is a deputation or with MPs. So this is very interesting, Delhi Mukherjee Fellowship. And so what was the next question?
Yeah. So I just wanted to know, how did the process work out for you, right?
Yes.
Uh, of course, there is one which is process. Second is, what did you exactly do as part of this process, which really made you sort of go through all rounds and maybe, land with the fellowship.
So the process was three-stage process. The first one was online proctored examination. In
Mm.
that stage, you were supposed to first upload your CV. So your CV has to be aligned with the demands of the position. And along with the CV, you will get in a 7 day time window. In those 7 days, you can prepare for the examination. Then you have to give the online proctored examination.
Mhm.
In that examination, there will be 5 questions. In those 5 questions, minimum 150 words you can answer those questions in, and you will get 1 hour. So 12 minutes per question, and your camera has to be on, your microphone has to be on, and everything, like it's online proctored examination. And after the first stage is over, that is CV plus your exam, you will hear from them if you're selected for the next round, which is the online interview round.
Okay. Would be your advice to people so that people are able to complete it and maybe, improve their chances of qualification?
So before attempting for the examination, one should prepare about themselves and about their state politics and about the national politics, along with the issues in the current affairs.
Got it. So it won't be one examination for all. The examination will be structured depending upon your profile and where do you come from.
Yes, sir. You will have one question regarding your state and about yourself and about the national politics. Yes.
Great, great, great. All right. Okay. So this happens, you qualify. What next?
After that, we have online interview. And if we hear from them in the mail, then we have to give an online interview. And that interview also went for only 25 minutes.
Mhm.
And window is basically maximum is 45 minutes that your online interview can go. And in that interview, your answers from that online proctored examination are further investigated. They
Ah,
so they have all the answers that you have given. They will, every point that you have written, they will cross question you on that point on the interview day. So you have to be
got it.
prepared for that.
Great. And how long does that go?
25 minutes.
25 minutes. What is like, in your understanding and opinion, what is the crux of the focus as part of that round?
So that you know what you are talking about or what you have written in the exam, that you know that. And with honesty and integrity, you have written it. So,
Ah,
and if you
cool.
do anything, then you can admit that I will learn about it. But basically, you have to be honest in the whole cycle.
Correct, correct, correct. I think that's very important. Those are seasoned people. You cannot make a fool out of them, so to say, right? You have to be yourself. That's what I tell everyone.
Yes, sir.
Great. So this happens, then you qualify for the last round. Can you please talk a little bit about how's it like and what worked for you and related things?
So before going for the offline interview, I prepared my answers that I wrote and my state politics, my national, the basic syllabus that we think Mukherjee Fellowship is all about.
Mhm.
But in the interview, actually, I did not get asked those conventional questions. Basically, it
Mm-hmm.
was cross questioning for the
Mm-hmm.
2 hours.
Oh my God, 2 hours of cross questioning. That's
Yes.
pretty rigorous.
So it was 2 hour 15 minutes to be exact. In that offline interview, first thing is that you have to prepare a presentation on the spot topic that they gave you. And but before the presentation, I had my interview. I gave my presentation at last. So
So you prepare the presentation first. So it's like you are there, you're
no,
given a topic.
actually, my interview was first scheduled
Okay.
first.
Mm-hmm.
So I had my interview and then I was given the topic present.
Okay. And for the rest, did it not work the same way?
So because I was first, then he said that let's go forward with the interview, and for the rest of them, they gave the presentation topic. That's why,
Okay.
yes,
Okay. So it's like by the time you are being interviewed, other people are preparing their presentations all at the same time.
yes, sir, yes, sir.
Got it. Got it. So you had your interview first and then the presentation. So by the time they interviewed other people, you were preparing your presentation.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's some time management.
Yes, sir.
Cool. So, like, yeah, how was the interview? You said it went on for 2.2 hours, 15 minutes. That's the first time I'm hearing any interview going for such a long time. What
Yes.
were they exactly looking for? What sort of traits, what sort of questions, what sort of abilities? What is your sense of it?
So, first of all, they will ask you about yourself only, that whether you know yourself very well, whether you will be able to handle the pressure and time management in the fellowship. And then they will ask you everything about policy and political consulting that you know and question it. For example, I said that in political consulting, data collection is used, quantitative data is used. And he said that what type of quantitative data is? Can you please name me what
Hmm.
data is used? Then I named few datas that yes, like economic data, social data, etc. Then they said, what will they do about economic data? The practicality of it, the feasibility of it. Why would the politicians or why would the political
Hmm.
leaders invest in collecting economic data when they already have it through sensors,
Hmm.
etc.?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So every type of knowledge that I had, theoretical knowledge, it was questioned. And then I was also it was enriching because I thought I got to know that my theoretical knowledge is actually not that practical. That yes, in political consulting before elections, like not all the data can be collected or is collected. And then they asked that, okay, from when, if the elections are going to be next month, how long before the data has to be, starting collected, etc. Then moving on to political consult, like after political consulting, moving on to policy. What is the difference between policy, what is policy? Is law a policy? Is notification a policy? The ordinances policy, etc. Who decides policy, etc. So every type of cross questioning was done in those 2 hours.
Got it. Got it. So maybe they're testing you more on the fundamentals than, other stuff.
And even if you don't know the answer, they're testing whether you know that whether what you're speaking is correct or not. You're able to admit it. You're able to redefine it with new knowledge. That if I'm stating a wrong point, and if sir examines me that no, why do you think this is needed? Then I
Mhm.
have to have that wisdom to know, no, that I was making a wrong point. I have to admit it and redefine my answer. So they want that flexibility in you, that in case you encounter new knowledge, you are able to redefine the answers. Yes, sir.
Hmm. Got it. That's interesting. So basically, it goes back to the same point. You have to be yourself and be honest about it and reflect whatever you carry with true honesty.
Yes, sir.
Great. So and this goes on for 2.5 2 hours 15 minutes, and that's I'm guessing same for many people, right? Cool. So what happens at the presentation stage, Harveer? They provide you a topic right there on the spot, and you have to work on your system, your computer.
Yes.
And how much time is provided to work on that topic?
So 1 hour is provided
One
for,
hour.
yes, for that
Okay.
presentation. Yes,
That's
sir.
also pretty rigorous. So that means 3.5, maybe
Yes, sir.
hours of process as
And
part of the last stage.
in case any interview is going on, you have to wait for another hour. But I'm not complaining because I was able to get some extra time for the presentation.
So until your turn comes to present, you can keep working on it. Is
Yes.
that like this?
Yes, sir.
Got it. What type, I'm not asking the exact topic, let's not get into that, but what type of topics and what is expected out of that topic in terms of your work?
So it is a policy topic. Whatever
Okay.
recent government scheme has been launched, Then you will have to make a presentation on that, analyzing and researching the skills. What are the pros, cons, way forward, what challenges, etc.
Got it. And you have to make a presentation and also deliver it, right?
And that delivery depends on the person who's taking your interview. And they said that they don't want me to deliver it conventionally. So they investigated it like point by point, asked me questions about it. So yes.
Okay, so it's not like you first speaking, they're hearing, it's like presentation is there on the screen and they are going through that and
Mm.
cross-questioning you on the points which you have written.
Yes, sir.
Got
Every
it.
part of the interview is not about delivering. It's always about the next side questioning you. Whatever you.
Okay, got it, got it. Understood. That's interesting. That's super interesting, in fact. Cool. And it takes some knowledge, I would say, perseverance and guts to sort of, come
Yes.
out of that process and be a winner.
And there was many innovative questions like I come from Ludhiana. So he asked me that whether the airport of Ludhiana is inaugurated, whether Ludhiana has a bus stand now, footpaths. So basically the whole knowledge, you need to know about your own place where you live. You have arrived here, from which national highway have you arrived? So everything, like, you need to know about your state, your city, what are the actual policy administrative challenges around you, and have you
Got
ever
it.
been in a bus, etc. Like, everything about that. Yes, sir.
Got it. So it sounds like a pseudo UPSC sort of an interview, no?
Yes, sir. But he was insisting that this is not a UPS interview. Please chill. Please answer whatever you know. Don't no need to get nervous. So yes. But
Great.
contrary to that, it was grilling. Yes, sir.
Yeah, of course. From the process itself, it sounds to be really grilling. Okay, good. I'm hoping our viewers will get a very good sneak peek into how it is like to be part of round three of Mukherjee Fellowship and be prepared well for it.
Mm.
Great. And finally, Harveer, just talk a little bit about how did we as Rebounce sort of helped you in this journey, particularly Mukherjee Fellowship and sort of tracking
Mm.
it.
So first of all, Rebounce Applied Public Policy Lab, it gifted me a confidence which was unmatchable, because that confidence like helped me set myself apart from other candidates, knowing that I know something about this field, even if it is in theory, but I know it
So,
and have confidence of working on it. And secondly, with Rebounce, during this fellowship, I used to this facility of Rebounce that we can get into mentorship sessions directly with you by booking a session promptly on that link. It helped me a lot, because all three stages of my examination proceeded with a mentorship session with you. And you guided me that I have to be candid, I have to be, honest in my interview. And it helped me, because especially in Mukherjee Fellowship, there's a lot of misinformation
mm,
going around, or maybe less information going around, which makes you difficult to decide what posture you have to keep. But before every interview round or before every online exam round, I had the mentorship session with you. So thank you, Rebounce, for that. Yes.
great, great. Sounds good, Harveer. And just one last point, anything in particular out of these mentorship sessions which you like really found valuable, useful, or really stayed with you, just for our audience?
Okay. So you said that be honest, and those people who are sitting there, they value honesty, and that is what stayed with me throughout my whole process. I was honest, 100%. Yes.
Great, great, Harvey. Sounds good. Thank you so much for your kind words and all the very best for everything which would land your way going forward. We have absolutely no doubts you will have an absolutely amazing career ahead, Harvey.
Thank you.
All the very best and congratulations again for the Mukherjee Fellowship.
Thank you. So, thank you.
Great.